What would you do if your child repeatedly put themselves in harm's way, despite knowing the consequences? In today's story, the protagonist's choice is a masterclass in tough love. My name is Clara, and at 39, I've spent years navigating a challenging situation with my 16-year-old daughter, Lily. Ever since she was a little girl, Lily has had a very sensitive stomach. There are specific foods that, if consumed, trigger uncontrollable vomiting. We've consulted countless doctors, but a definitive diagnosis has eluded us. The consistent advice we receive is to identify and eliminate all trigger foods from her diet. We've narrowed down the culprits: soda and other carbonated beverages, chips, cheesy snacks, anything oily or fried, and most sweets. The frustrating irony is that these are precisely the foods Lily loves most. Despite the severe discomfort she experiences after eating them, she stubbornly refuses to cut them out of her diet. This refusal has led to frequent hospital visits over the past few years. When she was younger, it was simpler to control her diet. I just wouldn't buy those foods. But now that she's older, I can't constantly monitor what she eats. She'll grab greasy pizza at her school cafeteria, swap lunches with friends, or hit up fast food joints like KFC with her pals. And without fail, these episodes land her in the ER, crying and shaking uncontrollably from the relentless vomiting. This familiar scenario unfolded again on Christmas Eve. Our entire family had gathered at our home, and our festive table, while laden with traditional dishes, also featured some of Lily's primary trigger foods: chips, soda, chocolates, and various sweets. It's important to note, these unhealthy options were far from the only choices available. We had an abundance of delicious, home-cooked meals, traditional dishes made with ingredients that don't upset her stomach, like vegetables, lean meats, and dairy. Lily herself has often praised these dishes, saying she genuinely likes most of them. Yet, despite the array of safe and delicious alternatives, Lily deliberately chose to eat nothing but her trigger foods. I reminded her, gently at first, that these foods would make her feel awful. Her response was dismissive. "I don't care," she declared, with a defiant shrug. "Christmas is only once a year, and I just want to live a little." A few hours later, true to form, she was violently throwing up in the ER. This time, however, was different. She had to be hospitalized for a few days, only getting discharged just hours before I'm telling you this. Unlike all the previous times, on this Christmas, I chose to stay home, relaxing with the rest of our family, instead of spending it by Lily's hospital bedside. I kept in touch, of course, constant calls and texts, and assured her that if she needed anything, I'd arrange for another family member to bring it to her. But I made it unequivocally clear that I would not be visiting her during her hospital stay. Lily did not react well to this decision. Every time we spoke on the phone, she was in tears, begging me to come. She accused me of being a horrible mother, of abandoning her there all alone. The drama extended beyond just her. Most of our family sided with her, and in the days that followed, I was labeled everything from a little extreme to outright cruel and heartless. It was a tough call, and I questioned myself endlessly. But as one insightful comment from the internet wisely put it, she's 16 and for sure smart enough and mature enough to know better. As the cliché saying is, and as much as it's overused on Reddit, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. This isn't a case of a 7-year-old that doesn't really know any better. This is a person that will legally be an adult in less than 2 years. She knows full well what she can and cannot eat, and she made a person choice to eat things she shouldn't. This reveals Lily's greatest fatal flaw, her self-destructive impulsiveness, which ultimately sealed her fate in the ER again. Another comment further reinforced my decision, pointing out, "NTA, she willingly did this to herself." She needs to recognize that actions have consequences, and you don't need to be there every single time she decides to harm herself. And yes, this can be considered self-harm because she is willingly hurting herself by eating these foods. If anything, I would have her start seeing a therapist to figure out what's going on and why she keeps self-harming. It's not just about the Christmas incident. As another commenter noted, this isn't a one-off instance of poor judgment for a teenager, as she does this regularly and doesn't care how it affects her or others. My choice was a painful one, but I truly believe it was necessary. Perhaps leaving her by herself, though she was clearly not alone, with plenty of medical staff present, will be the wake-up call she desperately needs to stop consuming the very things that land her in the hospital. The core lesson here is that sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for someone is to let them face the natural consequences of their own choices. It's a harsh truth, but crucial for growth. What would you have done in my situation?